Well, good morning to you. It is Monday, November the 30th. We've made it through the 11th stage of Jumanji here, as Brittany likes to say, and we're moving through 2020, almost in the radar behind us, being our rear view. We've got two co-hosts joining us this morning, some great HCC news and information. We'll get to that in a minute. But first, Raquel Sims joining us out in the Stafford area. You've got an update out there. Good morning to you.
Good morning, and I hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving, spending time with their family and friends. Glad to be here today.
Yeah. Glad to have you with us back on a Monday. We've only got a few more weeks, then we'll have a little time off again. Brittany, I know, is very excited about that. Brittany, everything went well last week. I took a little time off and back to work today then.
Oh yeah, everything was great. It's actually, it's actually easy to host. You make it look really easy, but that's because it is. Everything went well. I had Raquel as one of my co-hosts. We were also visited with Frank and had some really great interviews. And Todd, before we really jump into today's show, I want to send out a very, very special happy birthday to my mom. She doesn's like the attention, but Mom, happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Yeah, happy birthday to Brittany's mom.
Yes, she is turning 21 for the umpteenth time. Anyway, so we are about to jump into today's show, but I just want to take a quick reminder for everyone to follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn. And also don't forget about our YouTube channel where you can subscribe and hit that notification bell and find out the latest uploads from us, including, up to the minute. And last but not least, we need your help as our audience and even to our guests to share this episode of Up to the Minute. That way it shows up on your personal news feeds. We can grow our audience and just have people tune into the show, but more importantly, just follow us on social media. So Todd, let's get into it because I'm very, very excited to talk to our guests today.
That's right. We've got two guests on the show. It's always great to catch up with some of our student success stories, and we're joined by Rafael Aparicio. Rafael, good to see you again. If you can unmute your mic, let's see. Can we get you there? There we go. Good to see you again.
Good to see you.
Well, we're going to be catching up with you shortly. You're a very busy guy, and we've got a lot to talk about. If you'd stand by for a few moments, we're going to check in right now with Dr. Diana Castillo, the College Operations Officer at HCC Coleman College for Health Sciences. Good morning, Dr. Castillo. If we could get you to unmute your mic. There you go. Good morning to you.
Good morning. How are you? How's everyone?
We're doing great. It's different times we're living in right now. Of course, our lives really haven't been the same since March. Many of us are working remotely. And I know at Coleman College, you do have some students who have returned to finish the lab portions of their coursework. Is that correct?
That is correct. We created a phased-in approach back in March to focus on the students that needed to complete their spring terms. And so we moved very cautiously, focusing on programs and kind of testing the environment for safety protocols and making sure that everyone was going to be okay.
Right, and things do look a lot different on our campuses. If you haven't been to campuses lately, folks, make sure you get there early. There are some safety precautions that you'll need to go through before you enter the campus to complete your lab. Now, Dr. Castillo, you were on one of our shows several months back. It seems like it probably was close to a year ago, but we talked about something called Students First. I want to talk to you about that philosophy and how it also weaves into the new One College concept that we have here at HCC.
Okay, glad to. So the One College concept is really about creating a culture within the institution whereby all of the leadership creates all of its decision-making opportunities and actions, guided by, of course, our mission, values, and principles to ensure that we are doing the very best that we can for not only our students, but our faculty and staff as well. I have been able to participate in that platform of thinking and behavior modification, if you will, with our incident management team, who is responsible for pretty much basically guiding everything that we have done up to now since March to ensure
Right.
the protection of everyone.
And it seems like that concept now is needed more than ever because not only do our students need some assistance, but also faculty and staff who are working through these difficult times. Because as we mentioned, several of us are still working remotely.
Absolutely. And it's really a balancing act. It's not only measuring and taking into account all of the CDC guidelines, but also looking at the guidelines that have been put forth by our governor as well as Harris County Health, and
Right.
making sure that all of that is well balanced so that we are providing the best decisions for our students, faculty, and staff. I will share with you that it is a balancing act. So we may strategically put a lot of things in place to help our students, faculty, and staff, but by the same token, depending on what's happening in our environment, we have teams on the ground to help pull us back if we need to do that to help ensure everyone's safety.
And I think that's been the key word. I keep hearing over the last 8 months or so, we need to be flexible. I know there was we talked about putting students back on campuses, but it's in very limited fashion. We need to be flexible to go with those guidelines, like you said, that are being set by the state authorities, but also the local authorities in Harris County as well.
Absolutely. And everything that we've done up to this point has been carefully staged, carefully managed. If we need to pull back, we've got the college operations and on-site campus managers ready to scale back to help guide our faculty, our students, and our staff. Having said that, the end goal and the objective is always about student success. What do we need to do as an institution, not only to protect life, but to help our students move ahead? So a lot of the instructional activity that you have seen on campus, beginning actively in August to present, has been guided by that principle,
Right.
student success, and helping our students complete their courses, most of those which are lab based.
And I know one thing that's important to our students right now when you're dealing with life in this remote environment is tutoring. And those services are still available to our students. And I know tutoring is very near and dear to you. Maybe you can tell us how that's working out at Coleman. Are you seeing that some of the students are needing it now more than ever?
Well, actually, at Coleman is not one of the locations where we're having tutoring. However, under a specific grant, our nursing shortage grant, we were able, and luckily just in time, able to hire some intervention specialists that are helping our nursing students and our health science students with virtual types of tutoring. We do have limited tutoring services at specific locations that started in October. And we've been able to manage those through Microsoft bookings. They're done by appointment. And the goal is to provide that service to students, but still be able to do it in such a way that we're managing the influx of student traffic onto the campus. Again, trying to protect life both on the student support services end of the spectrum, as well as the students that are coming onto our campuses. So we've been very deliberate about how we do that. And we're kind of reevaluating all of that for the spring. But those services are available by appointment.
And speaking of the spring, I know you're on the incident management team. How do you see things shaping up for the spring? I mean, we're in a remote world and it doesn't look like that's going to be going away anytime soon.
No, it's not going away anytime soon. And we are moving. Our chancellor is helping to lead us forward to resume normal operations, but we're moving forward in a very cautiously optimistic is the term that we like to use. And so that means that depending on what's happening with COVID in the city, Harris Health, we have to take all of that into account and And so one of the things that we are doing is working very closely with the faculty to make sure that they also have a voice in the decision making about what that looks like. It looks like for now, the hybrid lab components for the spring will continue because those programs and our centers, guided by our centers of excellence, have those lab components that can only be done face-to-face.
Right.
We do have very creative faculty, a very good faculty, and many of them have been able to create lab scenarios and simulation components where they're able to do that virtually. Then that is what we will do.
And I know it's very important for you and for our faculty and administration to make sure our students stay on track to keep their graduation plans afloat as well.
Yes, absolutely. Student success, student completion is our ultimate goal. But doing that in a safe environment is also very important. So that is the cautiously optimistic trend that we're in. We're hoping, very optimistically hoping that we are able to resume normal operations after spring break. We'll see what those are going to look like.
Dr. Diana Castillo, we appreciate you joining us this morning. Stay safe out there.
Thank you, Todd. It was good to be with all of you. I appreciate it.
Thank you. And we're going to catch up now with one of our student success stories. You may recognize him. And Raphael, I was going to go through your resume, but you've got a long list of duties. And I remember when you were on the show before, you were doing some work with, I believe, KHOU and the Deborah Duncan show. Is that correct?
Yes, I was on Great Day Houston. I still am, but since there's skeleton crew on the set now, we kind of do things remotely.
Yeah.
Sort of kind of like what we're doing now, just,
That's
sometimes
cool.
On location or sometimes here at home.
Let's talk about you had a very special story with HCC. It was very inspirational. We played the video. In fact, we're going to be showing some of the video now. But let's talk about when you were at HCC and some of the things you learned and how it has launched you with your career.
Well, I always tell people, I was driving down 45 and I saw the new billboards with the teachers on them saying ready to teach anywhere, anytime. And it couldn't be more true, Todd. It really couldn't. I had such a great experience being on campus. And I tell everyone, my story is no different than anyone else's. Whenever I went to look into the program, I walked into the cosmetology department over at Eastside campus. And I just kind of enrolled like everyone else. I didn't know anybody there. And the environment was so warm. The teachers were so nice. They let me look around. They let me get comfortable with the space. And I mean, we all kind of became like a little family for my time there. So it's a really nice little time capsule for me.
What advice would you have for students who may be looking to get into the cosmetology program and start their career? I
say stop dreaming about it and start doing it. Because the sooner you get in is the faster that you're going to get your hours. And it's just really, it was such a great experience, but it didn't stop there for me because there were so many other chapters. But when I look back to my time at HCC, I always think nothing but good things. And I would say one of the biggest kind of tips would be stick with it because we all go through crazy life experiences and things that are always trying to hold us back, but getting in there and getting it done, especially right now with things being the way they are, make the sacrifice and see it through because the end is just so awesome. You know what I mean? Oh, absolutely. And I know we talked with Dr. Castillo about this a few minutes ago, but we're all living in this remote world right now. How is that prepared for, because I know you're real big with social media. How is working in social media, doing videos and all of that prepared you for where your work is going right now that we're all working remotely? Well, and I would tell the kids this, whenever you are in the program, build up your social media. Because there is kind of a class that we take there at HCC and they make you do kind of a portfolio of your work. Well, you really don't walk around with a portfolio anymore. You walk around with your Instagram on your phone and you can reach so many different people. I know that I actually work with Instagram to reach people within the Montrose, Midtown, River Oaks area, and it kind of will put my pictures up for anybody that's in the area. I get about 75% of my business from social media.
Wow.
And
That's
word of
incredible.
mouth, you know what I mean? Because so-and-so will tag so-and-so, and then, you know, you come out everywhere. And even whenever I tag Great Day Houston, like people just start kind of clicking and coming to my page, and I book most everything online.
That's
So
pretty
I
cool.
would tell everybody, get on your social media, build it up while you're in school so that you can, you know, be pretty set and have a nice following by the time you get out.
What are your plans as you move into the future? What do you see in the next couple of years coming up for yourself?
Well, you know, 2020 has been very unpredictable because my 5-year plan, if you would have asked me in January, is a lot different than my 5-year plan now. But I've always been into helping people. And right now, what I've done, because my industry was really affected by, you know, COVID. People are scared to leave their house. There's been new regulations at the salon. The TV station shut down. So I kind of had to get creative because, you know, all of us have bills that need to be paid and and such. So I have been working part-time. I have a background in social work. So I still get to help kids. And then part-time, like the second part of the week, I go back to the salon and I take my appointments, and I still get to help all my customers, you know, look better because they come in with all this COVID hair, you know, roots that are all the way down here and at-home box jobs that I have to fix. So I've stayed pretty busy. But the future, I mean, anything could happen at this point. I plan to go back to work at the TV station as soon as they let us back in, and I'll just continue to do segments remotely. I will continue to work as much as I can in hair, and also helping the kids in the social work, you know, is my plan right now.
Rafael Aparicio, one of our student success stories. You got to let me know, one question I have for you. Where did you get the number sign behind you? That's awesome.
Oh, the hashtag.
The hashtag.
I got that at Crate and Barrel.
Oh, that's incredible. Yeah. Okay. Let me write that down. Crate and Barrel.
In our day, Raphael, it was called the pound sign.
Yeah.
The pound sign. What is the other one? Is it Crate and Barrel? And then there's another one that sells stuff like that.
I'm thinking, I'll show you how old I am. I'm seeing that sign.
West Elm. It was West Elm.
Oh, West Elm. Okay. I'm thinking the club numbers. That's why I see that back there.
Oh,
That's
yeah, that's true.
That was their logo. That's what
it was their logo. Yeah, it's an awesome place too. I just kind of wanted to thank you guys for having me on. And, you know, like I said, it's been a great experience at HCC. I love going back and talking to the kids, and I can't wait to go back and, you know, talk to the department again. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know they can't wait to have you back on the campus again when it's all safe for all of us. We appreciate you joining us this morning, Raphael. Good luck to you.
Thank you so much, Todd. Bye, guys. Thank you so much. And
stay safe.
Yeah, see you guys soon.
All right. All right. So that's always great to catch up with our student success stories. Brittany, such an inspirational story with Raphael and everything that he's doing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I'm going to be sure to share this particular episode with my nieces, because I have 2 nieces that are COVID graduates, and both have a strong interest in mainly makeup, but I do have actually one of my nieces and one of John's nieces are going to pursue cosmetology. But we live out here, you know, towards Tomball and the Humble area. So Lone Star is the closest place. But Raphael's story is so inspirational. And I love what he says to students about, you know, start now so that you can get your hours, so that, you know, you can achieve that goal of fulfilling your dream of doing, you know, be it hair, nails, makeup. We have the eyelash extension program that we launched this spring, which probably right now is on hold. But I love what he had to say to our students. And Raphael, I know you're still with us. I'm super jealous that you got to meet the Julie Andrews. Oh my God, I'm just dying.
Oh, that's right. She was in the video too, right?
Yeah. That was crazy. The whole set was on their best behavior.
Well, you know, with Miss Mary Poppins, of course.
Mary Poppins, yeah.
Julie Andrews like royalty, you know.
And you know, it was so funny because she's back there and everybody's just like so calm, and I have to like touch her hair, and I'm like, you need to remember, she still has hair like everybody else.
Yeah.
And I just started singing, and then she started singing back, and I'm like, I have that on Snapchat, so I'm gonna keep that forever.
Oh, that's pretty
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
You need to share that with the rest of us, because I mean, Julie Andrews is just a treasure. And I know she's had,
Well, I think Melanie and Nate have that video, so they can go ahead and send it to y'all.
Oh yeah.
yes,
That's pretty cool.
my inner child is like alive and well right now.
Well, we got you fired there, Brittany. All right. Brittany's fired up. All right. Thank you, Raphael. We appreciate you joining us. So we're going to go on to our Stafford news and announcements. We got some news going on in the Stafford area, and Raquel joins us every Monday with that. Good morning again, Raquel.
Good morning. Thank you again for having me on, Todd. And just like Brittany said, I was just truly inspired by Raphael's story. And I was just like, I love like what he said, when you get in there, just stick with it, because even though we may experience challenges and stuff, it's always good to stick with it. So I was happy that he shared that. So thank you again for having me on. And what's been going on in Stafford, we just have a quick update with the Early Childhood Center. We haven't heard from them in a while, but Ms. Twyla Hines, the principal at the Early Childhood Center, brought me up to speed with what's been going on, how they celebrated Veterans Day, how they had a spectacular parade, and all of these cool events for the students, and, you know, just really engaging parents and letting them know that even though things are taking place remotely, they're still putting those engaging activities out for the students. So that's going on at the Early Childhood Center. Also, the Fortman Cares nonprofit just gave an update in regards to what they're doing to help other local nonprofits out in regards to the community, and how they're helping, you know, just still provide those needs for families, and, you know, how they can push through during this challenging time. You know, a lot of families have been affected financially, and so they have been pushing things forward to make sure that they are still getting the needs that they need. And also, lastly, Randall Williams had a chance to speak with the Fort Bend County Judge, KP George, in regards to the new Fort Bend County Child Care Initiative that just recently was launched, and how the county is providing those necessities to help out those families in need as well. So that's what's been going on our end in the Fort Bend County area. And also, if you are not doing so already, please like and follow us on our Facebook page at HCC Stafford TV Studio, as well as our YouTube page, to stay up to date with all of our latest news features that we release at HCC Stafford TV Studio as well. And don't forget to follow us on Twitter at HCCSWTV Stafford. Thank you again for having me on, Todd. It's always a pleasure to speak with you too, Brittany.
All right. Thanks, Raquel. We appreciate it, keeping us up to date with the going-ons out in the Stafford community. So, Brittany, I know you're probably pretty excited about this next announcement. Santa visits student life.
Oh yeah, definitely. You know, I have conflicting feelings when I see Christmas decorations and such out before even Halloween. But now that we're, you know, a day away from December, I'm starting to get into the holiday spirit. Yeah. So what better, Todd, than to have a visit from Santa? And now this is a virtual meet and greet with Santa on Zoom. Bring your family to this free event and keep the magic of the season alive. I love this. So that's actually happening tomorrow, as it is December 1st at 6 p.m. Check your HCCS emails for more information. Just simply search for Student Life. They actually have like a lot of, you know, items in that one email. But if you want to share this with your family and friends, be sure to do so. Again, check your HCCS emails.
Yeah, well, you know, we should get Santa on the show.
You know, that might be a little difficult. That might be, but we'll have to see what
the man can travel the whole world in less than 24 hours and deliver gifts to everyone's home, like he doesn't have time to be on our show. He's got the time.
Well, we'll see. He's got other important affairs to tend to, checking lists, checking it twice actually. And,
Yeah, and well, that does take time itself. All right, we're going to get Santa on the show. Student piano recital, fall 2020. Yeah, this has happened. Students from the Studios of Virtual and Performing Arts Center of Excellence will submit videos and give a virtual recital. That's happening tomorrow night, Tuesday, December 1st, 7:30 to 9 p.m. You can go to the YouTube channel. We'll have a link in this social media post for this show to check that out. Another thing, Brittany, that's happening, and Raquel, this is also a pretty important subject, managing anxiety and exam stress. This is a self-care and studying smart, episode that's going to happen, and you get a chance to check it out.
Definitely. I think it's extremely important with this time coming up, and already there's the stress factor of what COVID has brought. It's important to learn healthy coping mechanisms to decrease stress during finals. We all know that finals is a very important factor within the semester, so it's important to take advantage of that opportunity. You can reach the counseling office, and you can get information from the counseling office from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. tomorrow, Tuesday, December 1st. And to register, please check our post or the HCC events calendar. And again, to register, check our post or the HCC events calendar.
That's right. Another thing that's happening, a virtual dance exhibition, Brittany, with Visual and Performing Arts Center of Excellence.
Yeah, we've talked to them earlier this year about how they've had to shift, their performances. And so this will be a screening of the dance for camera films they made in the practicum class. Luna, if you can hear her, she's like, ooh, I'm interested in that. So yeah. This is something that's going to happen or premiere on YouTube from 7 to 9 p.m. Wednesday, December 2nd. It is free. Obviously, YouTube. This is why it's important to subscribe to our YouTube channel. That way you have access to this information. For more information, you can also email megan.lasher@hccs.edu. We'll be sure to put that information in this post.
There's also a music honors recital. A recital represents the best of the best in HCC's music program. Students have been invited to perform in a system-wide concert featuring performances in voice, piano, and saxophone. That should be great. It's Thursday, December the 3rd is the date, 7:30 p.m. It is free, of course, and it's on YouTube. We'll have the link and information on that in our social media post for this show. Rec sports, a lot of things happening there, Raquel, and everything from deep stretch to Zumba and boot camp.
Yes, and every time I look up, HCC in a whole is always doing something new and just interactive, and Rec Sports has just paved the way this entire year with all of the cool things that they're doing. And hey, Looney, she's so cute. Yes, they're actually doing something for all of our football our lovers and everything like that. They're doing something on noon every Saturday called NFL Pick'em. And I really, really love that, because if you are a fantasy football lover, I think this will be really cool for you. We have our other pup coming in, and it's so cool. So for the NFL Pick'em, predict the winners of each week's game and win a prize. So hey, they're doing great things. I love Rec Sports, always integrating new things, and you can reach them at sports@hccs.edu. Again, that email is sports at, can I get it together, at hccs.edu. And also their other tag, visit them on their website at hccs.edu/recsports, and their Instagram and Facebook is HCC Athletics. So please join in with what Rec Sports is doing, because they're doing great things. I love it.
They really kept very active throughout this shutdown to make sure that they bring the best to our students. So we got to give them a good shout out. Yeah. Okay. One thing we want to mention before we get to tomorrow's show is registration is underway right now. For all your registration needs, go to hccs.edu/now, and you can register for the spring. We're joined by our two pups. Of course, Luna's with Brittany. Peter Frampton's here, and Peter Frampton, he's been sick the last week. He's going to the vet today. That's why he's on my lap.
Oh, Luna is too.
He's going to the vet today. I hope Luna's doing better than Peter Frampton is, because
Well, Luna's had a little staph infection as a result from her spay. We're trying to get that under control. But someone's going to get her 3-year rabies shot soon as well.
Well, there you go. She's got all that to look forward to this afternoon.
So excited.
What can we look forward to tomorrow, Brittany? We've got some great guests on the show.
So we're continuing our spring enrollment, as you mentioned earlier. We're going to spotlight another Center of Excellence with Dr. Mesfin Genaway, Accounting Program Coordinator from the Business Center of Excellence. And they're the folks who can get you all kinds of jobs in a short amount of time. And we'll also be joined by Becca Fritz of United Way's Houston Saves campaign, which matches qualifying Houstonians' monthly savings for 6 months. Now, if you set aside at least $30 a month, they will match it with $20 a month. Interesting. Yeah, our students facing financial hurdles as we approach another enrollment semester should find this to be very timely news.
Yeah, so it's a great deal for our students. We encourage them to take a look tomorrow and take advantage of this program. All right, that about wraps things up for today. I want to thank everyone for joining us on the show. And of course, our co-host, Raquel, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. And I'm just in love with all of the pups.
Yeah. Well, hopefully Peter Frampton will be showing a little love tomorrow when he's feeling better. But Brittany, good luck with Luna this afternoon.
Oh yeah, she'll be fine. She'll get peanut butter out of this. Oh,
there you go.
You like that peanut butter?
That,
oh, there we go.
There we go. All right, and thank you for joining us today. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow, 10 a.m. live right here for Up to the Minute.